Alrighty, there are a lot of ways to factor quadratics. I've seen probably 4 or 5 ways out there to factor it, but I think the best method to factor a quadratic expression is to do the following. Now, the nice thing about this method, it always works, unlike guess and check. It is shorter, unlike decomposition, which is quite a few steps. So here's how it goes. And if you want, you can call this modified decomposition way or something like that, but here's how it goes. So you need to use a different method when there's a number in front of the x squared. When it's just a 1 in front of x squared, you can just do 2 sets of brackets, easy peasy. What multiplies to the last term goes here and should add to the middle term. But when there's a number in front, what you do, you start off by going 3 times -4. That's going to be -12. And then that's what we have to multiply to. So we're just going to figure out all the factors of that, of 12 first. So 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. Now, the number also has to add to -11. And if we're multiplying to -12, the signs are opposite, right? Opposite, because we're multiplying to a negative, positive, negative. And since we have to add to -11, the difference between the numbers has to be 11 basically, or -11. So we're going to be using 1 and 12, and we'll make the 12 negative. That way, +1 plus -12 will give you -11. Okay, now we do 2 sets of brackets, and we go 3x and 3x, and we divide by 3. Now that's the weird part, right? Because we know 3x times 3x does not equal 3x squared, it equals 9x squared. But if we divide by 3, by doing that, we can put these numbers we came up with straight in. So +1 here, -12 there, and now we get rid of the 3 on the bottom by dividing it into whichever factor it goes into. Now, since 3 does not divide into 1, we can't go into that first factor, 3x plus 1. So we go into the second factor. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 3x divided by 3 is x. -12 divided by 3 is -4. So that is our other factor. And you can rewrite it if you want, 3x plus 1, x minus 4, but there you go. Now it is shorter. You don't always have to write down this on the side. You can probably do that in your head if there's not too many factors. Or you can get all the factors on your calculator too. Okay, let's try this one, which is a little bit different. So we first go 6 times 12. Oh, by the way, I always check for greatest common factor because that makes things easier. So 6 times 12 is 72. Lots of factors multiply to 72. So that's when I would, in y1, put 72 divided by x, and then go to table. And you can look at all the things that multiply to 72 in there. Okay, so 2 sets of brackets, 6x, 6x, 1 too many 6's, so divide by 6. And then the 2 numbers that multiply to 72 from that table would be 8 and 9, which also adds to 17, and we're multiplying to positive 72. So they're the same sign. To make -17, they'd both be negative. So we put them straight in like that. Now, you may notice 6 doesn't go into either of those nicely, 8 or 9. So we knock that down to 2 and a 3, and then we divide that into each of those. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, 6x minus 8 becomes 3x minus 4. 3 goes into the other one, 2x minus 3, and those are your factors. And there we go. After a while, you get really good at it with lots of practice. So hope that helped.